It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to the Splash Live. Very good to be with you. I'm Dave Scott. Thank you for joining us. Some storms moving through the area. If you're watching us live, be aware of that. National Weather Service and local authorities say it could be a stormy day. Not all day, but some spotty, heavy thunderstorms possibly moving through our area. It seems awful lot like spring. The weather could be affecting the voting going on today. It is election day throughout the state of Michigan, primary election, and a bunch of local matters going on as well. Let's head out and find out what's happening at the polls. Joining us now live from West Bloomfield Middle School is our own Jake Schaf. Jay, good morning, and how you doing today?
Good morning, Dave. I'm doing great today. You did say storms are coming. Right now, the weather's doing great. We're in the 50s. It's a nice indication of spring, and we're doing great.
All right, you were at the West Bloomfield Middle School. We could see the door right behind you with the polling place. And so we got good weather. It's a presidential primary. And I'm kind of curious how the turnout is. You got somebody going in right behind you now, but have you had many people going into the polling place since you arrived?
Not too many right away. I think that's going to pick up as the day goes on, as people wake up a little bit more, maybe once they're out of work, but we're getting a few people slowly but surely.
All right, I ran by Doherty on my way into the studio this morning, Doherty Elementary. You're going to head by there in a little bit. I noticed a couple of things. First of all, school is open today. When we have a major presidential election, the schools are all closed, but they're open today. And I could see by where you're standing at West Bloomfield Middle School that they have, as I think they normally do, moved the polling place and those entrances off to a separate door from where the students have been going in. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. They've put them off to the side. This is on the side of the school. As you can see, you just walk in. It's a very easy setup. Everyone's waiting to help you out with your voting needs, and they've got it in a nice little spot that shouldn't interfere with traditional day's activities.
All right, excellent demonstration. As our viewers might not know, taboo walking in with a camera or doing a live shot from inside the polls. I even saw on the South Carolina coverage on MSNBC the other night that even they got booted out of the polling place to do their interviews. But we can't go in, but you can. It is election day. And Jake, the numbers are clearly way down. Not too many people voting today. If you listen to the pundits, they'll say that the national candidates are pretty well determined. Donald Trump and our current president are both well out in front, and I don't think there's a lot of there'll be a lot of surprise when the results are reported. But there also is a school millage renewal here in West Bloomfield that's going on today, and a lot of other issues around the state of Michigan that might be bringing people in. But again, we do not expect a lot of people. Let's take that off the screen if we could to get back to the main shot. Again, we do not really expect to see a big voter turnout today at our polling places here in West Bloomfield, and that's proven out to be true so far.
Right, but like I said earlier, it's still early in the day. Anything can change, and who knows? We might have a big influx of people as the day goes on.
I think one of the other factors could very well be that we've had early voting and a more successful and well-communicated early voting machine here in our greater West Bloomfield communities in Oakland County and the state than we've had in the past. And, I get it. I mean, no one knew it's late February, could have 2 feet of snow on the ground. Nobody knew 2-3 weeks ago whether this is going to be a nice day or it would be easy or not easy to get out. So the lack of activity at our polls today could be a result of that. But to not belabor the point anymore, Jake, your final report from West Bloomfield Middle School on the amount of voter turnout early in the morning.
Yep, It's gonna be one of those days. And I also think another factor is a lot of people have already sent in their votes through the mail. So that might be another factor in the low turnout. But we'll just wait and see what happens.
All right, I really have my answer by virtue of the video behind you. One guy has walked through since our shot, and if this was a presidential race, that line would be way out the door, and there would be an awful lot more activity. All right, Jake, I know you're going to head over to Doherty. We'll check with you a little bit later on in the program. Thank you very much for your update. Our own Jake Schaf, he is live at West Bloomfield Middle School. Today is Election Day. If you haven't got out and vote, we urge you to get out and vote and express your political opinion as you wish. It's really what our country is all about. Thank you very much for joining us in the Splash Live and watching and listening on 89.3 Lakes FM, watching on Civic Center TV. Coming up in the program today, we're going to introduce you to the person that was hit in the hit-and-run incident in Keego Harbor. If you don't know about that, we'll talk more about that a little bit later on in the program. We've got a picture of her, and we'll tell her story as it's been told through the media, and get an update on how we're doing trying to apprehend the person that committed that hit-and-run accident. Also here in the Lakes area, something very interesting going on in our lakes. It's an entirely new kind of fishing. We got, fishing out of the boat in the summer. We have ice fishing most winters, but have you ever heard of magnet fishing? We'll introduce that to you later on in the program as well. Thank you very much for watching. Dave Scott, Civic Center TV. Tyler, back, I think, tomorrow, and we'll be back right after this here on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. What people are watching in Keego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiver.
Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV on this election day. Again, we're going to check back in with Jake Schaf a little later on. He's relocating over to Roosevelt School, and we'll see if there's any bigger voter turnout there. So far, voter turnout this morning as we do the show live, very slim. I'll tell you where there was a really big turnout, and that was Friday night at West Bloomfield High School. The West Bloomfield girls basketball team, as you'll see in this report in just a minute, has been one of the most successful programs in West Bloomfield High School history. The 4-year run with these players on this team has resulted in a state championship. Last year, a run to the state final and a loss right at the very end of the game. And this year, an unbelievable and very successful run through the regular season. In Michigan High School Athletic Association action, we now head off with the regular season over into the postseason. The ladies aren't playing this week. The boys are. We'll talk about that after we run this clip. But we had a really beautiful night at West Bloomfield High School on Friday night. Not only did the seniors and the West Bloomfield High School basketball team put on an incredible show, but we recognized them on their final night of basketball after what has been an amazing run. And the athletic department at West Bloomfield High School did something very amazing. They invited fifth graders from around the district to come to the school and to meet the basketball team, to get autographs, to get together and have some pizza. There were great presentations by the head coach of the team and the athletic director at West Bloomfield High School. And I got to tell you, I've covered a lot of sports at West Bloomfield, and it really was one of the most touching and inspirational nights I've had the pleasure. I was there Friday night. I filed a report. Let's watch. It's senior night here in West Bloomfield, and quite a senior night with the West Bloomfield Lakers girls basketball team, a team that's gone and won the state final, a team that's gone and won the state semifinal, and Mick McCabe of the Detroit Free Press and a lot of other people say is on the way to another championship at the Breslin. But tonight, a special night as these girls that are playing on the court right behind me now celebrate their last night of their career at home here at West Bloomfield.
It's kind of sad, sentimental, because I've been here for all of my years, varsity, and like my last time playing on this court with my teammates, all the traditions we do here. But I'm excited for playoffs, so that's what really matters.
Everybody says it's going to go by fast, and it really does. It goes by really, really fast.
It's just very emotional when, being her last home game. And, Sydney graduated last year, and there's, just knowing that we were coming back, it just feels different.
I told these players that they were like my freshman group, even though they weren't freshmen. And just having them the last few years and knowing that this is their last time playing on this floor, it meant the world. I got emotional in the locker room, getting goosebumps right now just talking about it. This team has a genuine love for each other. I have a genuine love for them, they have a genuine love for me. So, yeah, it's very emotional.
I don't know. It was a great experience playing on this court again with my new team because, everybody's new. And playing again with Kendall and all the seniors. This is our last time playing on this court with these fans. It was really emotional.
It's the end of a legacy, honestly. We all played at a very high level, and she's the last one to go through. And her board is kind of an homage to everything that we've been through. We've coached her, we've played with her, we've played for her, and so it's just awesome to see it kind of all come to a close. It's a little sad too.
It's over too fast. 4 years just shot by like nothing. And it seemed like yesterday they were just coming out of middle school. Now they're about to come out of high school. So today is very emotional for me, them playing their last game here at West Bloomfield. I wasn't ready for it.
For a lot of moms, this is a really kind of a tough time too. And now you got both your girls going away.
I know. It is tough. It's exciting and tough at the same time. They'll be going to Georgia, so, that's a long way away from me. It's not just a hop, skip, and a jump. It's a plane ride or a nice long drive, so I think they'll be all right, though.
This night, even more special, as fifth graders from around the district invited to West Bloomfield High School to get autographs from their favorite players, enjoy pizza with friends, and then witness the amazing talent of the West Bloomfield High School girls basketball team in their final regular game of the season.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a cool opportunity. Girls basketball in general is getting a lot of excitement in the media. I hadn't seen the girls here personally, so when they sent the invitation for a fifth grade event, we thought, why not? And we actually brought quite a few kids with us that are also fifth grader. I have two nieces who are fifth graders, and they came as well.
And now, with an enormously successful regular season, and the West Bloomfield Lakers ranked as the #1 team in the state of Michigan by Mick McCabe at the Detroit Free Press and others, all the focus is on getting to the state finals and winning to avenge last year's last-minute loss to Rockford in the state finals.
If I'm totally honest with you, I've been looking forward to Rockford since last year. It's been nearly a year. I say it'll be nearly 365 days. And every day, it's not a day that went past that I, as a coach, have not thought about Rockford. And when we were putting our schedule together, we were looking for teams that would give us that look for Rockford. So, yeah, I'd be foolish to tell you that, and I wouldn't be truthful to you if I told you we weren't thinking about Rockford. But we're also thinking about that trophy that we didn't bring home last year.
From an amazing Friday night at West Bloomfield High School, Dave Scott for Civic Center TV. Incredible run. What an incredible run, and thanks for watching that. for the West Bloomfield girls basketball team. We got a couple of days off. Their tournament starts next week. And you heard Coach McAllister, and they're very excited about the opportunity to get back against Rockford. I was there at the Breslin last year when the Lakers lost that game in the final seconds, and that kind of sits with you for a while, and hopefully an opportunity to avenge. The Lakers play Rockford earlier in the tournament this year, so they won't meet each other in the state final. But the Lakers will have some business to take care of. And what a special night with the fifth graders and all the displays and everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to the 2,500 plus people that have watched that report already on Facebook and on YouTube. So I'm trying to get connected with another friend of mine. He is an alum of the Orchard Lake Schools. I'm an alum of West Bloomfield. He broadcasts basketball. We broadcast sports as well. His name is Chad Bush, and we're going to try to get him here and get him on the air in a couple of minutes and talk about the boys' side of basketball, and it could not be more exciting for our community, with Orchard Lake, St. Mary, and West Bloomfield both looking to have a very, very big part in the state boys' basketball tournament. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dave Scott. This is The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott talking local sports, and there isn't a better week to do it. March Madness is kicking in. It's the end of February. It happens on the collegiate level, big time nationally and locally. It could not be more exciting. March Madness in full swing this week with the Michigan High School Athletic Association tournament kicking off. And it couldn't be better for those of us here in the West Bloomfield area. We just talked about our amazing girls basketball team. The boys in West Bloomfield have really improved. They're faring very well. And right down the road, Orchard Lake St. Mary as well. Joining us on the show this morning is my friend Chad Bush of the Prep. He covers high school sports live around the state of Michigan. And Chad, I suspect that our audience should know that you are an alum of Orchard Lake St. Mary, correct?
I am. I am an alum of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, but we are a
bipartisan company, and we do several teams around the area. But yeah, we've covered the Eaglets, and we're looking forward to covering the Eaglets and hopefully the Lakers as well on Wednesday night.
Well, it should be a lot of fun, and I couldn't be more thrilled, and I wanted to let our audience know about what you're doing. I'll get a chance to see you out there. But before we get into the coverage, let's just talk about it. And listen, I went to West Bloomfield High School. You went to high school down the road. We all do everything we can to cover these teams fairly. But, okay, let's just root for the home teams here for a minute. Orchard Lake St. Mary has an amazing tradition in high school basketball. Why don't you share whatever you'd like to share with our audience about that tradition?
Yeah, I mean they're a four-time state champion, but they have not won a state title in the state of Michigan since 2000. So, for as prized of a program as they've been the last handful of years, it's been a long time, and the folks in Orchard Lake are getting a little bit itchy. Having several Division I players come through the program the last handful of years and no state titles. But yeah, it's a prize program. There's been several pros and college players going through there. It's a proud basketball program, and Todd Covert maybe has had his best coaching year this year. I know a lot of folks will say, well, you look at him on paper, but this is a very team-oriented team this year, and I would say it's their best chance to win a state title and Todd's best team since that 2000 club, the Jermaine Gonzalez, Maurice Seawright, and that Eaglet team last took the title home to.
Well, Chad Bush, we certainly, absolutely spend more time covering the West Bloomfield Schools athletics programs. But we love it. Orchard Lake is right here in our community. It's part of our coverage area. We're on campus all the time, and we wish the Eaglets the very best luck in the tournament this year. And from a very local perspective, our West Bloomfield Lakers also having a great season. Now, Mick McCabe hasn't picked our Lakers to win the state tournament and has predicted the Eaglets. He's the son of Swami at the Detroit Free Press. But West Bloomfield has an awful lot to be proud of as the co-champions of the OAA Red. And really, we've been a football school. Over the last couple of years, they've really resurrected this basketball team. I see you nodding your head. So this is not Homer talk, is it?
No. West Bloomfield's legit, and they've got a chance to upset Orchard Lake St. Mary's on Friday night. There's no doubt about it. What Arnett Jordan has done at the school, and I think it's been just a couple of years, forgive me if I'm wrong, is something very impressive. And most impressively is the way that he has this team playing now. You want to be hot at the end of the season. They've won, I think, 11 in a row. And so it's been an impressive run for West Bloomfield. And yeah, I mean, look, this is a local rivalry. Orchard Lake St. Mary's and West Bloomfield High School, as you all know, is what, a half mile away. So there's some kids that are well aware that Orchard Lake St. Mary's has gotten all this love this season and gotten all the hype. These kids know each other. Most of them do. And so, yeah, it's going to be a competition. And for anybody thinking this is a runaway game on paper, it's really not. I mean, West Bloomfield and St. Mary's, you could argue, have been top 10 teams most of the year. And then really West Bloomfield put the state on notice, I think, with that win over North Farmington. But 11 wins in a row, including win over North Farmington, who a lot of folks had as the number one team in the state for a lot of the year. It's impressive. And, the Eaglets are aware of Mr. Gilmore as well from his days at Brother Rice. That's, of course, a heated rivalry. And again, these players it's a legit West Bloomfield team. This will not be a walkthrough to the state finals on Friday.
All right, so we hope we get there. It's not automatic, but it's very certain. So the district tournament starts, and these two teams, we have to play on Wednesday, beat their opponent, and then it sets up for a Friday night contest that is going to be, I got to tell you, as I think about sporting events for our community, for the greater West Bloomfield area, Orchard Lake, Kego, Sylvan, West Bloomfield, Farmington, this whole area, Chad Bush, I can't think, and maybe I'm overhyping this a little bit, but I don't think so. I can't think of a more exciting match early in the tournament that whoever wins this thing might be going to the Breslin.
I think you're right, and I think it's been a little under-touted amongst the state, and we've talked about West Bloomfield and St. Mary's, who are destined if chalk happens to meet on Friday. But yes, both teams need to get by Wednesday night's games, which, by the way, will have coverage via NFHS, via the prep, both games on Wednesday and the game on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the plug. And we'll also, so West Bloomfield's going to have to get by another very good story, and I believe your coverage zone, if not close by, Wall Lake Central, who got by their rival last night, Wall Lake Western. No surprise on that, but Central's been a good story this year. They do draw a lot of kids from St. Mary's and West Bloomfield areas. They're a neighborhood team. And so it's an interesting story, and they are not going to be easy for West Bloomfield to get past tomorrow, I don't think. So I think there will be some challenges there. And St. Mary's has to get by Lakeland, which there shouldn't be much resistance there. Let's be real.
All right, well, it's going to be a lot of fun. It all sets up for a great night on Friday. Listen, plug away. Tell us, are you covering Friday night's game live? And if so, how can people watch it and engage?
Yeah, we're covering Wednesday and Friday night's games live. Orchard Lake, St. Mary's, and Lakeland at 7, and then West Bloomfield and Walled Lake Central at 5:30. We'll have it on NFHS. The production crew is the prep, but we will carry it through our partners at NFHS and the great state of Michigan. So we're looking forward to coverage on Wednesday, doubleheader at Lakeland High School, and then on Friday we'll have the final at 7 o'clock, which we're thinking West Bloomfield at St. Mary's, but that's why they play the games, and that's why you'll have to watch on Wednesday night.
They do. People want to find out more about the prep sports. Where do they go, and how can they find out more about the amazing work that you and your team are doing? And folks, listen, I don't hand this out very easily because I'm very proud of the work we do here on live sports coverage. But Chad and his team are excellent, and I know we're going to have great coverage on Wednesday and Friday night. How do people find out more about the prep sports?
Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that, and you guys do a fabulous job as well. You can go to theprepsports.com to our website, or the Prep Sports Media on YouTube. YouTube is our primary channel, and so yeah, you can find us also on the social media scene as well. And yeah, no, listen, we love our West Bloomfield Lakers. I know we've got some games lined up with Coach Bernie in baseball. So we're no stranger to Laker athletics, and we love Laker athletics. And we look forward to the opportunity to cover them on Wednesday and Friday.
All right, Chad. Well, it'll be good to get caught up with you in person. We'll see you out at Lakeland. The tournament's out at Lakeland. West Bloomfield and Orchard Lake playing their games on Wednesday. And then should they both win, we'll see them both out there Friday. I'll be out there. Look forward to seeing you again. And for our audience here in West Bloomfield, Chad, I hope you don't mind. We're going to invite people on Friday night to watch your unbelievable broadcast. Turn the volume down and tune in to 89.3 Lakes FM for our radio coverage, or if you happen to be driving around on Civic Center TV and all over. Is that cool that I did that?
Of course it's cool. Why wouldn't you? I wouldn't want to listen to me either. But you
do a good job. Hey, listen, I could do this all day. I got to scoot. Thank you very much. Chad, you're an awesome dude. I mean, I called you 5 minutes ago, and boom, here you are on TV with us. Thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll see you on Wednesday night.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, my friend.
All right, he is Chad Bush from the Prep. They really do great work. We're going to take a break. We will shift gears from high school sports and get back to the business of the Splash here in just a couple of minutes. Thank you for watching. I'm Dave Scott.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. people are watching in Orchard Lake. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Thank you for joining us on the Splash Live. Dave Scott here at the anchor desk today. Our own Kevin McIntosh chimes in now from his home studio. And Kevin, I think you have passed our rookie initiation, and we will have you at the anchor desk before the week is over. So we're really looking forward to that. And I know you are standing by with our next guest.
Yes. Joining us on the Splash Live this morning, we have the pleasure of speaking with Colleen, who will be representing Arise Counseling Center and Training Institute. Good morning, Colleen.
Good morning, Kevin. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So your organization is the Institute. It is pretty much a resource in our community. Can you talk a little bit more about Arise, please?
Yes, absolutely. So Arise joined the community at the first of the year. So we're new to the community, but we've got long-standing relationships and a history with the community. We are a mental health organization specialized in children, teen, and family mental health. So we specialize in seeing and treating kids about age 7 to 17 with all different types of mental health concerns. We offer individual therapy, group therapy, and family therapy to really meet all of the needs of our community.
Great. Love to hear that, especially in a time right now where we're so technology based and we're so disconnected from each other as just human beings and interactions. So can you talk about what the effect that some of your programs have had, or some of the things that your programs, your organization plans to do for the community?
Yes, absolutely. Kevin, you make such a great point about just that disconnect that we're seeing. Recently the US Surgeon General came out and said that we are in a epidemic of loneliness in our nation. And so what Arise is really passionate about is connecting individuals back to their family, to the community, and to their peers. And so one of the ways that we do that is through our group therapy program. So we offer groups for elementary, middle, and high school students really focused on that connection piece and that skill building piece. So a lot of times when you think of group therapy, you think about like sitting in a circle and talking about feelings, which is great. That's not what our groups look like. We have an art therapy group that really focuses on self-confidence and connecting with peers and self-expression. We have a mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy group that really focuses on giving children and teens the skills and the tools to manage stress and anxiety and depression, and the opportunity to connect with like-minded peers and build a community.
Yes, yes. And that's very, very needed, especially for the youth nowadays who may not have, who may not know how to express themselves or may not know who they can feel comfortable with expressing themselves. But one thing I can say about technology, it's not all bad, right? We can use technology to help in situations like this. I believe you also have services like telecommunications or teletherapy where they can do things online. Can you talk about that a little bit more, please?
Absolutely. So we really want to make sure that treatment and therapy is as accessible as possible. And sometimes that means reducing the barrier of transportation or reducing the barrier of distance that you have to travel to get to treatment or therapy. And so we offer telehealth services for the whole state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, wherever you are, you can access our services through telehealth, which has been just a really great opportunity to reduce those barriers for children and for families.
Got you. Got you. Great to hear. Now, one thing people may want to know, also very important, is there cost associated with it? Is there insurance required? Can you give that information?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure that mental health services are as accessible as possible. And we understand
Mhm.
that there's a financial burden associated with treatment. And so we really work with families through navigating that, whether it be billing their insurance. Part of our organization, we have counselors in training or interns that we really pour into and we grow and we train up, and they offer really low cost services to the community, and we hold a couple free spots for individuals as well. And then that group therapy component is really cost effective. It is
Mhm.
typically on average half the price, if not less, than individual treatment, and it has the same or better outcomes. And so, group and then our counselors in training are really great opportunities to really mitigate that financial burden that therapy can cause.
Great to hear. It sounds like either way you have flexible options for people to really just you can't put a price on your mental health also, right? The value of that is, beyond what we can pay for. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your mental health as much as you're doing your physical or spiritual health also. And like we said, it goes from the kids all the way to the adults. Now I know you spoke on elementary, middle, and high school programs. Any specific programs for maybe adults and things like that that are helpful to the community?
Yes, absolutely. We want our caregivers and our parents to be as healthy and well as possible. We know that they have such an influential role in their child's mental health. And our parents are managing a whole lot right now, right? There's a lot coming at our parents. And so we have multifamily groups, which allow the family to come in with the kids to learn skills together, right? Because we know mental health doesn't just impact our adolescent and our children, it impacts our parents. So our parents can come with their kids to learn skills together as a family unit, as well as we're getting ready to launch a parent group or a caregiver group where we really teach those skills and allow our caregivers to connect. There's no class on how to teach parenting when you have a kid, and so we really want to fill that gap, right, and allow parents to feel confident in their skills to navigate whatever's thrown at their family.
You hit the nail on the head right there. That was a great point right there. There's no book on it. I have a 2-year-old myself, and like I'm trying to figure things out myself, and it's a long road, but it's great information. Dave, did you have something you want to add real
No,
quick?
we just got to keep moving along. I want to wrap this up and get on to the 20 more
Absolutely.
stories we have to cover today.
All right,
Sorry.
sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Colleen. We appreciate your time. If you just have some information you want to tell people how to reach out to you, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us at Arise Counseling Center and traininginstitute.com. You can find us at Arise Counseling on Instagram or Arise Counseling Center and Training Institute on Facebook. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Colleen. More from the Splash Live coming up, and we are live, local, and social.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important.
And now the same is true in the face of flu.
Influenza has the power to infect millions.
But it's easy to protect yourself, your family, and your community.
The flu vaccine is safe and effective. And with COVID-19 still around,
it's essential. Together we can face flu season head on.
Visit michigan.gov/flu.
What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on the Splash Live. Dave Scott here on Election Day. Let's go back out onto the streets of the greater West Bloomfield area live and check in with our own Jake Schaf, who is now at Doherty Elementary. Jake, you're at precinct, it looks like 16 and 19 in the signs behind you here in West Bloomfield. So there were very few people at the middle school. What's the scene set up for us at Doherty?
The scene isn't much different here at Doherty. There was a lot of activity earlier, but that was mostly from the kids arriving to school for the day. There is a setup inside in the gymnasium, and like with the middle school, I think it's going to pick up as the day goes on, but not much activity at the moment.
All right, so Election Day, the primary, a lot of people probably voted early, and then we weren't really expecting a really big voter turnout anyway today, to be honest. And but that's how we get out live in the community to find out. If you haven't voted yet, and just seeing the scene right behind Jake right now, you can see that there's no line. So if you do want to get out and vote today, it really wouldn't be hard at all. Jake, you probably see people coming in and coming out pretty quickly today, right?
Absolutely. If you're waiting until later in the day to vote, I think it's better if you do it right now, because it would be done, it'd be over with, and you'd have your vote secure and ready to be counted.
Okay, so we have a millage renewal for the West Bloomfield schools also on the ballot today. And in spite of that local issue and possibly other local issues around Oakland County and our region, it doesn't seem to be the busiest day. But Jake, we're gonna look back at this video on the presidential election day. I think it's the 5th of November. And we're going to look back at this and go, oh, remember what it was like back in late February? Because I expect we will have enormously long lines, unless there's just been a big change in dynamic with people voting via mail, voting in advance, voting absentee, all the other mechanisms yet to be seen. But the story today, there's nobody there.
Nobody here at the moment, but we'll definitely wait and see if things pick up not only today, but also in November. As like you said, I'm sure it will be a much different scene.
All right. Well, I mean, I think the only thing that could happen eventful out there at Doherty is maybe if a deer walked behind you. But short of that, that's about the story. Hey, Jake, thank you very much for your live report from the field. Our own Jake Schaf, another one of the new members of our Civic Center TV staff, on the air, in the field, live here on the Splash Live. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you up to date on the latest news regarding the hit and run incident in Keego Harbor. We'll introduce you to the victim, at least have her photograph. We'll try to get her on the air if we can sometime this week, but we'll recap the story from Facebook and other media and tell you where we are right now when we return. This is the Splash Live. Good morning. I'm Dave Scott.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I use public transportation almost every day.
We take public transportation here to the senior center to volunteer.
When you say, I don't need a bus, I have a car, what about your neighbor? What about your family member? What about your mother, your grandmother? How are they getting to medical appointments? Who's helping them?
For more information, go to oakgov.com/Oakland Transit.
Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here. Thank you very much. Tyler Keefe is flying back from Arizona as we speak. He should be here back on TV with us tomorrow and get back into our routine here on the Splash Live. So we've had some breaking news out of Keego Harbor over the past week or so. Hit and run incident that happened at the El Camino restaurant in Keego Harbor. There you see the photograph. This was the photograph from a cam in the parking lot over there at the El Camino. And there is the car that was engaged in the hit and run. I think we have another picture as well. And essentially what happened, I'll share the whole story with you in a minute, but essentially what happened is a person at the restaurant didn't pay their bill. They ran out of the restaurant. The way person who was taking care of them ran after them, and in pursuing them, and these people rushing out of the scene with their car, they hit that person, and then they continued on. They did not stop. From Facebook and via the Keego Harbor Police, further investigation has led to additional video sources other than what we're showing you now. We don't have the pictures of a similar vehicle immediately after the incident with the lights turned off traveling northbound on Cass Lake Road within 1 minute of the vehicle leaving the scene where they struck the victim. This video has led to the narrowing of the search for the vehicle and has helped investigators identify. We'll check in with the police department tomorrow and get an update here on the Splash Live. But you want to get a hold of Detective Barnes at the Keego Harbor Police Department. I'm going to give you his email and his telephone number right now. If you have any information, if you saw anything around Friday night when this is going on, 248-682-3030. And Detective Barnes' email address is barnes@khpd.com. spd.org, as in Kegel Harbor Police Department. The suspect vehicle has been updated to be a 2005 through 2009 Mercedes C-Class with later generation wheels, and any help that you can be would be grateful. Just a little more information from the police department about the facts, so you kind of have an idea of the timetable. It happened Friday night, February 16th at approximately 7:40 p.m. The vehicle's occupants, a white male and white female in their mid to late 50s, were inside the El Camino restaurant at 2807 Orchard Lake Road in Kegel Harbor. The occupants had a dispute over the service and not paying their bill, and the rest is history. Now, let's actually meet the person who is the victim of the hit and run and take a look at her picture. It's Kiera Stack. And there is Kiera. She is the victim here. And there's been a lot of discussion on social media and through other media outlets. And this story is getting picked up by a lot of people regionally. And you just never know how long this goes on. This may be one of those stories that gets picked up nationally because there's a little bit of dichotomy here between, good or bad, whether she really should have been running out there and trying to stop that person, which really isn't the smart thing to do. But it's also heroic, right? And good for a good story for the media, or whether she probably should have just chilled and said, hey, I'm going to dial 911 and let the Kegel Harbor and other police departments take care of it. From Scripps News Detroit, search is on in Kegel Harbor for these people that left, as we know. Kiera Stack tells Scripps, just extremely sore. I have an infection in my knee, basically learning to walk all over again. They report she has visible bruises and cuts on her ankles and her knees. Stack says it's a miracle she has no broken bones. However, she is still unable to walk and still in shock over what happened on Friday night. She says to Scripps, I just remember, oh my gosh, that did not just happen. There's no way they ran me over and just took off. So that's from her via the local media. We'll try to get her on the air as soon as we can and hear her story more directly. I understand from social media that there has been a GoFundMe page set up for Kiera Stack. And listen, anything you can do for the community and help her out would be greatly appreciated. We'll try to chase that down, and in our reports tomorrow, we'll bring you up to date on how you can contribute and give Kiera a helping hand. I mean, maybe not the smartest thing to do in the world. We can debate that with the rest of the community. But you know what? The way I look at it, awful darn heroic that she went out and did that, good, bad, or indifferent, wherever you happen to land. So, Kiera Stack, we salute you this morning in the Splash. We wish you a very speedy recovery. We hope we get an opportunity to chat with you in the next couple of days. And for the rest of us in the community, let's keep an eye out for that Mercedes. And if you know somebody that's got a Mercedes, it looks like those pictures, and that could have had a male and female in their 50s driving that car on Friday night, get a hold of the Kegel Harbor Police Department and give them a helping hand. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to talk about a new kind of fishing, maybe one you haven't experienced. I mean, we got lakes and streams and rivers and canals here in greater West Bloomfield. They're probably more abundant than almost any community. But this is kind of a new twist. We'll share it with you in a moment. Good morning, I'm Dave Scott, and you're watching The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Good morning and welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott here on Civic Center TV. Thank you for tuning in on the radio as well. 89.3 Lakes FM. Kevin McIntosh joins us now as well, working from home today. Kevin, thank you very much for your hard work. Kevin he's not been on TV a lot, but none of this happens without everything that Kevin is doing behind the scenes and everything that Calvin is doing behind the scenes. I'm surprised you're not breaking into a sweat. You're working so hard over there.
When you do what you love, it's not considered work, Dave. I love what I do, man. I love what I do.
Well, I get it. We're really glad to have you here. A couple of big stories we're watching, of course, what we just talked about in Kegel Harbor, following up on the hit and run. High school basketball, both boys and girls, will be making headlines. Wednesday night, we'll be out at Lakeland High School to see the Lakers and Orchard Lake St. Mary play. If they both win, they'll be playing on Friday night. We'll have live coverage on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM on Friday night. We'll, of course, file reports from all of those. Of course, today is Election Day in West Bloomfield, and as you've seen from our various reports this morning from Jake Schaf, and you'll continue to see very, very low voter turnout in person. Doesn't mean a lot of people didn't vote, but it looks like many people took advantage of that 2-week voting period to vote from home or through absentee or mail balloting. A lot of different ways to vote, and we all have our preference. Kevin, I'm more of a go there, go in person, punch out the votes, get my I voted sticker, which I don't have yet. I'm kind of a traditionalist. How about you?
I'm the exact same way. I like to go in, like to be around the people, get the actual feel of being at the polls. Makes me feel like I've done my part. That's not to say that you don't do your part if you do absentee or early voting, but that's just the way I prefer also.
Yeah, me too. I kind of like going that route. So before we go, we have so many lakes and rivers and streams in West Bloomfield. I mean, that's why we call our radio station Lakes FM. This is the greater West Bloomfield is the lakes area. So fishing is a big deal here, no question about it. And even during the winter, if there's no ice in the lake, you'll find some people out fishing in their small fishing boats. If there is on the ice on the lake, then it's ice fishing. But there's a whole new kind of fishing that is getting more and more popular, and it's called magnet fishing. And take a look at these guys, Kevin. So what these guys do is they get out there, guys and gals, as you can see from the picture. They get out and they take magnets and they throw them down at the lake, and that's where they come up with these really old license plates and other things. In a story from the Great Lakes Echo that is on the Kegel Harbor Facebook page right now, I'm reading from it: laptops, phones, keys, a drone, a picnic table, a meat slicer, axes, spoons, chairs, horseshoe, guns, and even some other items that are historic are pulled out by these guys that do magnet fishing. Now, I got a really good friend that has the metal detector that does the thing at the beach, but have you ever heard of anybody doing magnet fishing before?
When you initially said magnet fishing, I'm like, what type of fish are you going to get with a magnet? Okay, so I'm glad you painted the picture first and foremost, but you'd be surprised, and I am surprised at what we will find at the bottom of these rivers and lakes. That's crazy, some of the things you name.
All right, we're reading from the story. One of the magnet fisher people, fisher persons, fishermen, fisherwomen, says there's a pile at Michigan State that I've been working on, probably in the Red Cedar, that had over 30 scooters and 20 bicycles in it. And right in the middle. So, the Red Cedar doesn't surprise me. All those Michigan State students, right in your backyard there, Kevin. So, just think about it. Might be a new hobby that we can get involved in. I'm gonna wait till it's a little warmer, but I'll get some magnets out and go do some magnet fishing. You want to join me?
I'm definitely with it. But we gotta have some strong magnets to pull out a picnic table and bicycle, like they said. What kind of magnet do you have?
Well, and then how can a magnet get like a wood picnic table? There's got to be some metal in there or something. So what? But no, believe me, I'm sure there's an awful lot down on the bottom of Orchard Lake and Cass Lake and Sylvan Lake and all of our lakes here in the greater West Bloomfield area. Well, we thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching the Splash Live. Dave Scott, Kevin McIntosh, Jake Schaf out on the field, Calvin Brown, amazing job making it all happen at Master Control. Thank you for tuning in, 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV, the Splash Live.